Well, hey guys, welcome back, and unfortunately there's a part 2 to this topic about Chris Tyson, MrBeast, and all of the drama associated with it, so we're gonna jump right into it in a second. In the meantime, if you could like and subscribe, share the video, leave a comment down below, it'll really help with the algorithm, because a lot of these videos are not necessarily doing so well, depending on how throttled they are on YouTube and other websites as well. It's just a very sensitive subject, and it's a delicate topic, and of course I'm going to do my best to cover it with as much sensitivity as possible, but there are only so many words you can dance around in this kind of situation. So, to catch everybody up, this article here from Deadline says, MrBeast co-host steps aside after allegations of grooming a minor. And of course, he's denied it. Chris Tyson, Chris Tyson, whatever you want to refer to them as, has denied it. The minor in question also denied it, but that really doesn't mean much because the admission is already there that inappropriate messages were sent. It's very similar to the Dr. Disrespect situation in that respect, where all parties involved have admitted that there were inappropriate messages between an adult and a minor. So you can say context, and maybe it wasn't that bad, and maybe there was just jokes, whatever, it's just jokes, man. Doesn't matter. The admission is there. So, the article says, MrBeast YouTube co-host Chris Tyson is quitting the popular channel after allegations surfaced of grooming a minor. Tyson was recently accused of sending inappropriate messages to a then 13-year-old when he was 20 years old. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone, Tyson said in a social media statement. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and my mental health, he added. Later, Tyson said, I want to add I never groomed anyone. Well, that's always good. You shouldn't do that. The person who gets brought up in these accusations has vocally supported that they are false. The accuser has been identified by the handle LavaGS on X and goes by Lava, and it's important to know that this person was brought on as a Discord mod for Chris Tyson, and that's where a lot of these weird, disturbing exchanges happened. Lava, now age 20, wrote, Ava never did anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of. Tyson called some of the posts off-color. I humbly apologize to anyone I have hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and to those who may feel betrayed by how I acted online. To lump these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad, edgy jokes is disgusting and did not happen, he went on. In past years, I have learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. Tyson added, I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who work at MrBeast, which is why I have stepped away. Now, let's keep that framing, that phraseology that he's using in mind. I stepped away, all right? That's how Chris Tyson wants to spin all this. Ironically, the media is finally coming around, although when this whole thing first broke, you had articles like this from Dexerto saying, alleged victim of Chris Tyson slams accusations as massive lies. Chris did nothing wrong. That was how they decided to run with this. This was their first article they put out. You had Rolling Stone saying, Chris Tyson steps away from all things MrBeast amid transphobic attacks. Tyson was accused of grooming a minor. The alleged victim, now 20 years old, refutes the claims. That was their angle. We're just going to get out ahead of this and say it never happened. And then you had people like Pokimane, where Fearbuck on Twitter was showing the massive disparity between her initial response to the Dr. Disrespect news breaking about him speaking with a minor. Just one word, yuck. And you know what? That's fine. I think that's a very apt word to use. And then the many words that she had to use about Chris Tyson. I don't know all the details regarding the Ava situation, but I want to make it clear, any inappropriate behavior towards minors is unacceptable regardless of who you are. It's a shame that people will see this as an opportunity to attack the trans community as a whole. One person's actions do not reflect on every single trans person, so please don't view it that way. It's funny that she feels like she has to run defense for this, all these words, all of this to talk about one person and try to avoid talking about it. I mean, that massive beating around the bush. So now today, ironically enough, we actually have a response from MrBeast, but before his response, this pops up on Twitter. Somebody saying that Chris Tyson from MrBeast preyed upon me when I was 15. This is my story. So we're going to give this a listen. It's about 2.5 minutes long.
Chris Tyson from MrBeast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with LavaGS at the time, who is the main victim of Chris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for MrBeast Gaming for 2 years, And he tried to get me to join MrBeast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Chris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Nate's calling me. Hey, what's up? You're on stream.
You just leaked your address. Please end your stream. As well as other technical back-end things that he needed help with. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway and Chris invited him after that. And Chris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Chris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that...
Now, this is where it gets really weird. The first part, not paying them for work, saying that he'd pay them, these guys should have plenty of money. I don't know why he wouldn't be paying them, but that's neither here nor there. What's weirder is when things take that turn where it's like you spend a lot of hours talking with children. That's what these guys were at the time. They were minors, 14, 15, 16 years old. They're still children. You're in your 20s, and then things turn sexual. How does that happen?
It was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different porn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images.
Think about this, Discord server full of people who are minors, and this man intentionally had a bot that was designed to put explicit images randomly throughout the Discord server.
Alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable.
And this cuts off right here. This is the last 30 seconds of it.
At being called daddy by a 20-year-old. Even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn to minors. This story is so much bigger and runs so much deeper than any of you really realize, so if you want to hear more and you want a part 2, let me.
This actually lines up really well with the person that came forward yesterday that we talked about in the video that I put out last night about how this is way deeper and this just goes way further and that there's more that's going to come out. So now today, after this video came out, this was 7 hours later, MrBeast comes out on Twitter and says, over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with MrBeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings. Yeah, basically he's trying to say, I didn't know. You got Alex Rosen, somebody who actually catches these kind of people for a living, saying Chris Tyson willingly put MrBeast's empire at risk each and every time he was texting minors. He knew this too. That is what backstabbers do, not best friends. And after all of that, MrBeast will still affirm Chris's delusions by pretending that grown-ass man is a girl. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is he can't change his image now. MrBeast has to be acceptable for YouTube. He has to be acceptable for the mainstream media. He has to be something... He needs to stay in their good graces and be, able to be defended by these people and these corporations. From Pagliacci on Twitter, mind you, Tyson was first exposed for having purchased a vulgar drawing of a little one over 1 year ago. MrBeast knew about Tyson, he just didn't care until his handlers told him this was finally going to start losing him money. And I think that right there is what this all boils down to, is that this is now going to start to unravel MrBeast's empire. And look, I'm not somebody who has hated the guy. I don't care that He does cringy YouTube videos and children and Zoomers watch him. It seems like he's done a lot of good in the world as far as like, charity and philanthropy and all that. I got no problem with that. It's like all the woke weirdos who go, oh, you can't go to Africa and cure Ebola. That's racist. I don't pull that kind of shit here. But this guy seems like he is just no good. He just seems dirty. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if we find out more and more of this that actually connects back to MrBeast himself. So let me know what you guys think about all this. If you enjoyed the video, maybe consider subscribing. Please share it out, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.